Hi, I'm me, and this is Disco Elysium. But I'm kind of enjoying this music, right? I don't remember it being so upbeat. Um, what we did last time is we finished questioning about God. Now we have a bunch of stuff that I think we can't do, and we have to ask the gardener, and then we'll just explore. There was a little woman outside that we can maybe talk to. Oh, who's this? Who's this guy's new?
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
2 hours? I'm not gonna say it's drink o'clock. Not now.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum
Yes.
lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime? Maybe who cares? Just rum?
Yeah, I do not care to indulge myself. Thank you. Ah, that guy's nothing. Can I wake this guy up?
The worker. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from.
Ruckus
Into the
talking to
primordial
God.
darkness. The worker continues
Nope.
to...
Let's leave. I have some thoughts on the go. Yeah, the bow collector and Lonesome long. Ah, this one's still load. I don't know how White Morning is loading. I don't see a chain through it, but I guess it's loading. I have to ask the gardener about her gloves.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Tell me, what exactly have you been doing in your greenhouse in March?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Is that real?
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Let's just look at her. What nutrients? I don't want to lose this check, but I think I can ask what nutrients without losing the check. Nah, let's just do it. I don't want to lose the check.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see?
The traffic jam?
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbour gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
I'll keep it to myself. Maybe this gardener's a weirdo.
Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
That's kind of weird. Why would she need to do that? Yeah, gardener's done. Oh yeah, we don't have a level up point. I used it to upgrade my thoughts. What is this? Oh.
Mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Why would I say fuck you? Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy.
I'm glad.
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon,
Of course.
and Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there, Post L'Aventurier mailbox. Been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
I'm not kicking it. It's trying its best. I even said it was doing a good job. Okay. Okay. A book about pate. A strange book. A Boyodero book. And a future book. Bookstore then.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Not really. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Are you a book? What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window. then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide, as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in this cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Of course.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
I could help by brutally disarming the free market. You're cold. Can I help in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say.
What could you do to help her anyway?
I should have a word with the store owner, maybe.
Oh, no, sir.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers.
She doesn't want
Besides, I have some hot juice
her
in my
mum
water
to
bottles for
shout
you.
at her. Hot juice. Great. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character.
Yeah.
Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being
Yeah, it
cursed.
looks absolutely peachy with the boarded up windows.
Behind her, the window has been boarded
Yeah,
up.
that's what I'm saying.
You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
I'm always down to lean into Inland Empire. They're my favourites. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this.
You can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But Kim, the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Mm-hmm. Enough about the curse, for now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. It's that bad.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Huh? Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. Ah, this is Dick Mullen that they were calling me from the station. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your...
Head?
Not head, child.
heads. Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there, and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you gotta be the killer to catch the killer.
Isn't that very dangerous?
Policemen live and breathe danger, little girl. Mullen obviously lacks the chameleonic skill.
Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you.
Of course.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
Right.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because
Huh.
she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
Actually true. What about when everyone's poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom Lynn.
No, I don't know.
She looks at you with puzzlement. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mum.
Yes, she knows books, definitely.
Good.
What was that? An idea of an unfinished novel somewhere in your forebrain.
That's what I'm saying. That's enough romance for me. I had other questions.
Maybe some about other books?
Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Fame sounds... No, I'm not saying fame. I don't want to say any of these. These famous people sound like a bunch of dorks.
Annette's expression remains ever so helpful. But
Never, yeah,
doesn't say
never mind.
anything.
I literally had nothing else to say.
Okay.
Okay, don't okay me. Okay, I'm going to deduce something now.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks wary.
She knows where this is going.
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her.
What, are
She
they like
doesn't want
cold
to
or
show
something?
them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. A facade of true professionalism.
Ah,
He is
okay.
far more
I was
intrigued
wondering.
by the situation
I thought
than
he
his boy's
I thought he
reaction.
was actually not interested, but I'm glad he is. It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
There were a few other hints.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed. Want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. So I just like really, well, you can decide try to disable the free market and be a capitalist.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction from the #1 detective in town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Fine. Do better. Deduce something about me.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
It's hot. Intensely not flinching. Wait, how do you know I'm not usually not?
Because you usually aren't.
I'm also sad and my head hurts.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
A gleam of sympathy on her face.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar. Somehow, there's something you're missing.
What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
Because you know each other.
Oh,
She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
hang on. So you know me? We've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are.
Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Thanks. I'm trying.
Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course.
So, don't tell Kim
I'm
that.
not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes.
Don't ask about the party eyes. Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
I have no idea what gurning is.
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you,
No,
boy.
shut up. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Thanks. I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Okay, bye. See you around in it.
Do you feel that?
Yes, I feel it, Inland Empire.
Of course you do. You don't even know what it is.
Oh yes, I can feel it.
But you can feel it. That's the mark of a true remote viewer.
So true.
The time has come to connect to RVD HQ. By
Absolutely.
establishing a connection, you'll have proved yourself worthy as a remote viewer.
Damn straight.
Everything all right, detective?
Shh. I'm trying to connect with the Remote Viewers Division.
This again? Come on, detective. The joke has gone on long enough.
Ignore the lieutenant. He's never connected with anything paranatural. You're on different planes.
He doesn't know you like I know you, Inland Empire.
It takes time to block out the sounds of the world. But once you do, it's like you're on a wavelength. Not like any natural wavelength. No. There seems to be something on the other end. If only you could listen closely enough.
Oh, for God's sake. This is a bunch of...
Bzzzt. Do you copy? This is RVD HQ. Anyone there?
RVDHQ, this is Firewalker, reporting for duty.
Can it be? We haven't heard that name in ages. Welcome to the RVD Firewalker. Bzzzt. You are a special man, and definitely not imagining it.
Definitely. The Remote Viewers Division. I definitely want that. I guess we'll do it afterwards. We do this stuff. Oh, okay, that's outside. Let's have a look inside. Let's talk to her first.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
I'm not asking people for money. So, are you the owner of the store?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice, high-pitched, sounds familiar. You've talked to her before, through the doorbell. What if I want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
Be drawn. So what types of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
Alright, I'll take a look then.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, Was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful! Did you talk to her?
Yeah.
Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking?
10 million.
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
10. She's very polite and very helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
All this pressure has made her really anxious. You know she's been chewing her nails.
God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a
wrong with you?
disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
A part of hers, too, clearly.
I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything.
Kick him big!
Placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Obviously the will of the market. Is this... I can't tell if this is if it's sarcastic, I'll click it. But I don't want to click it in the chance that it's actually not sarcastic. It's super alright for kids to chew their hands off. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. She's looking for one, but there's simply aren't good arguments for being an asshole.
Asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologise.
Oh
She was
no.
amazing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
Her mum and her husband have really put the works on her, I think. And she's putting the works on her daughter now.
It sounds like both the husband and
Yeah,
the daughter
yeah.
treat her the way she treats Annette.
What does this mean? You're like Annette to your husband and your mother.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
My husband is completely different, of course.
She told me she doesn't go to school anymore.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
Of course.
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Yeah.
If hell freezes over, never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Is this husband Annette's father?
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Wait, Grand Couronne? What's that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
Get your daughter inside already. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent, almost inaudibly so.
Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
Why not?
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. I don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand.
Stop putting me on blast.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
Alright, I had something else in mind.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Farewell for now, book peddler. Oh, she's inside. Big, 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 big.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian. However, nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Hyundai. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to
Hjelmdalaman. Look through the display of books.
Rows and rows of Hjelmdalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hjelmdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hjelmdal, Return to Hjelmdal. And the Solipsistic. Man from Hjelmdal and the Hjelmdal.
Solipsistic. Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hjelmdal and the Sages at the End of the World. Man from Hjelmdal and the False God. Man from Hjelmdal and the Scorched Earth. Man from Hjelmdal, the Hjelmdal colonies. Man from Hjelmdal and the Swamp Beast. Man from Hjelmdal and the Snow
Yeah,
Crabs.
I think I'm getting it. Is that all?
Not even close. Man from
You
Hjelmdal
need
in
pain
hell.
threshold.
Man from Hjelmdal and the Forest of Slaves. Man from Hjelmdal under the lake. Man
From Hjelmdal. Hjelmdal burning.
There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hjelmdal,
Hjelmdalaman.
and so much more.
I don't want to even hear the word Hjelmdal anymore. Do any of the books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes
do.
you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
How?
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hjelmdal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him.
Thank you, Inland Empire.
Between the throne and the Hjelmdalaman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hjelmdal and the Devil Woman.
Aren't all women devil women?
Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. There's also some sort of snake lizard beast slithering around her abdomen, chest.
Yeah,
shoulders,
normally the snake lizard beast gives it away, I think.
It's symbolic of vice and sin. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hjelmdal novels.
Okay, I'll try and remember that. It'll be hard. But I can redo that when I get some money. Let's talk to Annette.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Out of the rain and into the gutter.
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess.
I have a good logic score I can flex on
I
her.
found something while you were away.
What is it?
I thought this would fit you.
I got a
Thanks for
hat.
helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Wait, where did you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
Oh, thank you. It's a fedora?
Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that.
Thank you.
Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
She looks back at the infernal scribblings under her nose. I got a hat. I'm dripped out.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends?
Are you actually friends? Or just
Oh, I
colleagues
thought's
sewn
coming.
together by circumstance?
I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other
Ah,
civilizations.
sounds
It'll
lovely.
cost 12 real.
What about all these viral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, if you're into those kind of things.
Shut up,
Personally, I don't like it. Not
you
at all.
board game snob.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts.
Of course.
That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them though.
Look through the pile.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game.
That's what I'm
section.
saying.
Who wants to read books?
What is Binoclar? Anything that really catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting.
Mega setting.
So it makes sense.
Yes. Let's have our thought then.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road.
Oh,
You
that's
no longer
Voyager
live
Road.
there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Of course. Speed gives one sigh. What speed? Oh, drug. Okay, I was thinking about like a speed stat. Learning cap of perception raised to 5. Okay. Oh, there we are. Now we're going through both of these. Lovely. I think this bookstore has a lot more in store. I see the curtain down there, but I suspect
These
that's a big,
shelves are overburdened with books from the same
a bigger
series.
area.
You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Storekeep, what's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently.
You should buy all of
Buy
these.
all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Of course.
Reading about Dick Mullen would
Yeah.
not actually make you a better detective.
Really? Look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing. If there's any Helmdall, I'm gonna kill you.
You see Dick Mullen on the job.
Ah, here we are.
P. Mullen, The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick.
Oh yeah, that's what they
Dick
call
Mullen's
me.
funeral pyre.
Yeah.
The murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns
Yeah.
out he faked it to solve the case.
I'm compelled. I am compelled. Plaisance was right. Are there any more?
Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns.
Dark Tide mentioned. Rah.
Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question.
Reaction speed.
Who is Dick Mullen?
Who is Dick Mullen? It's me.
Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
Do I have any clothes that'll give me more reaction speed? Or something is taking away reaction speed, maybe? No. I don't really want to walk around without trousers on though. I don't want electrochemistry up. A tome of fascist magic. A quaint picture book brochure. Another boring book.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Storekeep, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers.
Yes, a
Oh,
police
no.
store.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance.
Of course.
These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill.
Yeah. Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as
How to find magnesium.
It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium
Wait, this
from.
is wonderful.
How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his
That's
liver.
me.
And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder.
Okay, this
preserved
probably isn't me.
to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Car offer in the remote viewers division. Find something truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
What's the pail?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
What's this book about?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
Sounds painful.
It is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation.
What else?
It also recommends consuming distilled
do
spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale-aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to
Ah,
perfect
of
health.
course.
That seems improbable.
Probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the Pale. Though a
What's the
side
Pale?
cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions.
Cut out the nudity.
This is exactly what you need.
Thank you, Inland Empire. Huh. Anything else of note?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
I probably need that.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
Alright, I'll come back when my total net worth isn't $2.65.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Let's look at
This
Insolent.
large map
Insulinda,
displays
sorry.
archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics.
I got like flashbangs by this sentence. What does this even mean? It's like, it's such an incredible sentence.
In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Inland Empire is my favorite by far. I love this guy. Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Let's look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindic.
It's just so many words.
You only know you've never been there.
Yeah.
You have little idea what they are. Distant
Aw.
stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
2 impossible checks. So you need to roll a 17. Ah, okay. Which means you need to roll like a 12 plus 5. No, you need to roll an 11 plus 6 or a 12. Yeah, that's really hard because we don't have even 6, so you have to roll a 12. Let's look at the map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Rivershell East.
And west of the river?
Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
Yeah, Kim mentioned Coal City earlier. He also mentioned some other things, but I kind of forgot their name. Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Rivershell Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
What does it even mean, streets and sodium lights? It sounds so good, though. Like, it sounds so good. Streets and sodium lights. Let's look at the map from Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48.
Oh. I was hoping it would be more useful.
Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there.
Storekeep, can I buy these maps? Could be useful for scouting ahead, so...
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
You don't know how rich I am.
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
You seem to underestimate my resources, but sure. Okay.
Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
I'm not stealing it. I want to buy the map of Martinez.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Thank you. Can I interact with it? I can.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
Okay. Right, I'm glad I spent money on that. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Storekeep, anything of note in this shelf?
I would say... the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
Oh, of course I do.
The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis
Sorry.
is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
Do her words seem vague and abstract to you?
So you recommend it?
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Okay, I need to remember to come back here.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important.
It's
or
all
relevant.
vapid egoism.
It's all just vapid egoism.
Good.
Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it about?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Okay.
Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
Hmm.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
Yes.
Sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Thanks. I remember... let me just check my... Yeah, I want to do this, but... Wait. I want to... Yeah, like this. I want both of these. I think this means both of them are loading at the same time. 348, 238. I'll try and remember that and see if they both go down. I remember there was a curtain here.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books
What's up with
are all
this
you care
pendant?
about.
She speaks almost as if she's
Yeah.
trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Let's examine the trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw.
Irregular
Inside, a
polyhedron.
disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Thank you,
This
fishhead.
is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
And who are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Let's pull open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences.
Parapsychologically.
It's too dangerous.
Yes, of course.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse? That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? If for more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Okay.
Talking is always good.
Fine.
Let's see what she has
Fine.
to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Let's talk to her.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to
Yeah.
Romance and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the book.
I am so
She
drawn.
recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
Oh, encyclopedia helped me here. If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Seminese ward protecting it?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Yours. Yeah, just yours. Ah, my schizophrenia's talking. Okay, I'm a little confused. What does that mean?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Why didn't you tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism. It's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Oh, not the void wraiths.
Wow. Void.
Yes.
New words.
That's what I'm saying. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Well, I was pretty compelled, I'm just poor.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales. 15%!
15% of 0 is still 0.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
What does pygmy even mean? Doesn't pygmy mean small? Aren't there like pygmy guinea pigs or pygmy hamsters or something? I played a game on my DS once when I was very young. It was like a pet shop game. There was definitely a type of breed of animal called a pygmy something, or pidgmy or whatever.
Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
There are hardly any customers in the store. Do you think it's really working?
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid.
Have you ever thought about a sale? Maybe this could lure in some customers.
Discount my wares? I can see, sir, that you don't value books very highly.
Sorry.
Besides, this would only tempt the phantoms of doom. They can sense the desperation, you know.
Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get
I am.
involved.
I'm familiar with the psychic arts.
Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for.
My liege. Absolutely. Drama. It's all remote viewers division. I'm in there. Let me in.
Slither up silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class person is.
My liege. Drama and Inland Empire are my favorites.
Perfidy? Oh no. We're afraid the presence is very real.
Oh yes. Mom, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her. Things. I'll compose some notes.
I admit, I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Seminole's blood also runs through me.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting. Couldn't be a chance.
Yes, of course.
The hand of fate guides us.
It does do that.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter.
Just
Are you
ask my...
certain you
Oh,
can
sorry.
keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
I was too excited to keep going. Just ask my partner, Kim. He'll vouch for me.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. The lieutenant mumbles in minor confusion. He's not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot.
certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet.
Investigate
The
doomed
entity.
commercial area.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Yes, I do, my liege. Of course, the entity. For I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimney. The passage between heaven and hell. Of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it.
Thank you.
Oh, and please do return to me
What is
after
that?
you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
Hmm.
What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
I had a few more questions about the curse.
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
Oh, never
I
mind.
wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
Never mind. I don't know anything.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Farewell for now, book peddler. Second time. What's in here? Investigate doomed commercial area. Okay, lovely. So this is 212 and this is 332. So I can only assume that these are both running at the same time, even if the line is not flowing through them both. Because the time has gone down. Authority -2. White Morning is giving me minus authority. What else is giving me minus authority? Oh, the bow collector as well. Hell on earth. I'm sure it is. Oh, just make sure. Okay, I just want to see it happen. Okay, we'll explore this next time, I think. So, okay, yeah. I'll see you next time.